Hi everyone, it's AC here. This week's video will be talking about what happened to Paul Field. Paul Field was born on May 3rd, 1961. He is the brother of Blue Wiggle Anthony Field. Paul went to St. Joseph School growing up. Paul Field was in the Cockroaches from 1979 till about 1990. The Cockroaches had some great hits such as Double Shot of My Baby's Love, Wait Up, She's the One, It's Another Saturday Night, and so much more. Paul has 5 kids: Luke, Bernadette, Claire, Joseph, and Dominic. Luke was born in 1986. But Bernadette was born in 1988, Claire was born in 1989, and Joseph was born in 1991, and Dominic was born in 1994. In 1988, his second daughter, Bernadette, passed away from Clon-Death syndrome. And she died from SIDS also. That was the first Red Nose Day. And ever since she died, Paul's been one of the ambassadors for Red Nose Day. And Bernadette died when she was 8 months old. Wow, that's really young. And Paul was on tour with the rest of the Cockroaches members when he received the news when he received the news that Bernadette passed away, and when Paul was on the phone with his wife Pauline and of course Bernadette, the last thing Bernadette said to Paul was "ta-ta." That was the last thing Bernadette said to Paul before she passed away. He got married to Pauline back in 1983. After Paul left the Cockroaches and being the manager of the Wiggles, Paul was a high school teacher for a little while. He worked for the court systems for a little while too, and everything in between. Paul was in some of the Wiggles' early videos. He was Captain Feathersword in the Big Red Car video from 1995, as well as his brothers John and Anthony, of course. And Paul started being the manager back in late 1996. He was not only their manager, he directed and produced their videos, and he also wrote some songs with the Wiggles, and he also did some backing vocals with the Wiggles too whenever he was needed. Paul did backing vocals on songs such as "In the Wiggles World," Dark and Knickerbocker, and so much more. Paul wrote and sung a great song called "Sleep Safe My Baby." Sleep Safe My Baby is from the Let's Eat DVD and CD from 2010. And he wrote that in tribute to his daughter Bernadette, like I said earlier. Paul Field was the manager for 24 years. He left the Wiggles right before COVID, so he retired from being the manager of the Wiggles. His son Luke Field has been taking over as manager for the last 4 years. So yeah, well done. Paul's been in some other bands, such as the Field Brothers and the Sacred Hearts. The Field Brothers band was him and his brother John Field, which John Field's a songwriter and a great singer. Paul and John formed a band called the Field Brothers back in 2011. The Field Brothers did 2 great albums. An album called 1964, which came out in 2011. And in 2016, Every Day's Like an Elvis Movie. So check these 2 albums out if you haven't already. And they've done some great songs. I hope you all dig the songs. After he left the Wiggles in 2020, Paul Field has been having a solo career over the last 3 years. He did a great album called Love Songs for Lonely People, which had songs like Valentine's Day, which he did a duet with Casey Chambers, and he also did You Ain't Going Nowhere, which he did a duet with Jimmy Bonds on that one. Hopefully you all dig the songs. And Paul started frequently touring with the Sacred Hearts as of 2016. The Sacred Heart started back in the 90s. They didn't tour that much in the 90s though, which they had only started touring probably in the last 8 years. Members in recent years have been Paul, sometimes John Field, John O'Grady, Tony Henry, Jeff, and Murray. Yeah, Murray only did a couple shows with the Sacred Hearts, which of course John Field, Tony Henry, and Jeff were members of the Cockroaches with the Field Brothers, and all the other great musicians and all the other great musos and singers. Paul wrote movie Arms Like Henry, which great job Paul for writing that great song. And Paul's also done some great work in the kids band Peachy Keen. Parents and caregivers, if you have young kids at home, please check out Peachy Keen. It's kind of a great kids band, and Paul Field does some great work with them. And Paul is plays Santa Claus off the Christmas album. So check the band out. I also would like for you to check out the Cockroaches. I want you to check out the Field Brothers. Also want you to check out Paul's solo work that he's done over the last few years. And check out the Wiggles song Sleep Safe My Baby, which was from the Let's Eat CD and DVD. And Paul wrote and he sang a great song about it. Well done, Paul. Paul, if you're watching this, mate, you're a great singer. You're a great frontman of the Cockroaches. Great singer, great songwriter. You did a great job managing the Wiggles during those 24 years. Have helped the Wiggles shape up who they became to be. And if it wasn't for you, Paul, the Wiggles wouldn't be here today. Wouldn't be popular here in the U.S. So thank you, Paul, and thank you for what you've done for us Wiggles fans and for us great musos and young adults, which that's great. So hope you all dig the video. Happy wiggling!